Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today with me, the India's first supercharged Jimny. So guys, Nida ma'am is with us. She's the owner of the car. And ma'am, why did you got this car?
For anybody that's driven a Gypsy, I think the Jimny was always the dream car, and I was just really excited when they finally made the announcement that they were bringing in the 5-door, and I couldn't wait to get it.
Nice. After getting this, what are all the things you have done as modifications?
So we've done a whole lot of things on the car. So we run a car modification company called Mile Customs. So this is like anybody's dream car to modify it. So the first thing that we did was we swapped out the tires. We put 235 75 15s, and right now we're running on the MT tires, Maxxis Bravo. We're running it on the Evocorse Dakar spec wheels. So it was like the first few upgrades that we did. The other thing that was really essential to do is that we changed the suspension. So it's running the Ironman suspension, which is a 40mm lift.
Yeah.
So it just helps with better articulation, better off-roading, as well as on-road comfort and stability. And then we've done an underbody protection. So when we do take the car out for off-roading, we protect everything that's underneath from any sort of damage. The inside of the engine is the best part. This is the supercharged car. So we're running the Rotrex Supercharger built by Bullet, which is an Australian company. So the total power output of the car right now is at about 170 bhp.
Okay.
And it's running on a free flow exhaust. So I think that's the most exciting part of one of the most exciting mods that we've done on the Jimny.
How long the passion for the car started?
Ever since I was a kid, I spent every Sunday with my dad underneath the car, fiddling with it. So it's just something that I've always grown up with.
Okay. So ma'am, what was your first car?
My first car, I think, was pretty much like everybody else growing up in India, was the Maruti 800.
Nice.
Yeah, and then it moved on from there to the Sandro, the Duster, the Hilux, and now the Jimny as well.
Okay. So is this your dream car or dream build?
It is my dream build. I think it's a really fun car. I love everything that we've done on it, but the Jimny is a car that you can just keep building on and keep doing a lot more stuff on. So that's what I love most about the car.
Nice. Do you have any passion for bikes also?
Yes, I do. When I was, in college, I was really passionate about bikes, but then I think just cars was just, I think there's a lot more that you can do on a car. So yeah, cars over bikes.
So ma'am, when you got the car?
This was, I think, either like one of the first 5 Jimnys in Bangalore. So yeah.
So can you share some long drive experience with the Jimny?
We've long drives. We usually take it out on the weekend when we want to get on any off-roading trails. So we usually drive about 100 kilometers out of Bangalore to people's farms houses or a couple of these places that are really good for off-roading, because the Jimny is really capable that way.
Okay. Ma'am, after getting the car, how was the road experience, stability and regarding the stuffs?
It's pretty good. I love the way it sits on the road. It gives you good height presence without being too big and bulky, so you can still maneuver between traffic. Stability wise, I felt the suspension was a little soft, on the softer side. So when you do go on a lot of bad roads that we do have, it does tend to toss you around a lot more than me.
Ma'am, can you explain how practical this car on roads, and will you suggest this car for someone?
Practicality wise, in city, I think it's a really great car. Like I said, it's got really good height presence. It's not too tall, but just the right height to make you feel that you've got control over the car and the vehicle along with traffic. In terms of its size, it's very compact, so you can you don't have to worry about parking. You don't have to worry about maneuvering in traffic. So in that way, I think it ticks a lot of the boxes, especially for for someone, if it's their first car, they don't want to get too intimidated by size. I think this is a really great first car for anybody. It's got the right amount of power, not too much, not too little. Yeah.
Ma'am, talking about the stock power, how is it?
So this is the manual. So the Jimny comes in an automatic and the manual. So we chose the manual because we just felt we have better control over the power. The engine was a lot better than the automatic transmission. Yeah, it could have been a lot more powerful than what it is. But still, I mean, if you do the right amount of upgrades and tweaks, you'd love the car.
Okay. So as a person who is watching the video, will he be happy getting this car?
So it really depends in terms of what is it that you want from the car, right? For an everyday city driving car, it's a great car. For someone that wants to take it off-roading, it's a really good car. It's very capable. It's extremely tiny. It can climb a lot of things. So it really depends on what your usage is. For someone that maybe wants to use it to travel a lot of long distances, you might want to do a couple of things to just make the ride quality a lot more comfortable, like the tires, suspension, few things like audio, things like that, just to make the car a lot better for longer drives. But but it really comes down to what you want for the car.
Okay. Ma'am, talking about the modification, what was the first mod you have done to the car?
The first thing that we did was to swipe out the tires. So we upgraded the size of the tires to 235s. We switched between 80 and empty tires, but the sizing of the tires, we moved it up to 235s, 75 and 15. Okay. We felt that the stock tires were a little too narrow.
Okay. And after that, what was the second thing?
So we did tires, wheels and suspension. Those three were the first things that we did the day that we got the car. We wanted just better tires, better grip. So we upgraded the wheels as well. So it's running the Evocorse Dakar spec wheels. We've also upgraded the suspension because if you're running 235 tires, you need to run it with a little bit of a lift to be able to take care of all of that. So it's running the Ironman 40mm lift, which gives us better stability, better control. And that's what I've loved about it, because now the car feels a lot more grounded. You can take it out off-roading and it just handles a lot better than what it did with stock.
Okay.
So that was the first thing. So talking about the mods that we've done, so it's running the underbody protection, which just protects the car, especially when we take it off-roading. It protects all your crucial parts from getting damaged. We're running the REISEN aluminum bumper. This is an off-roading spec bumper, so it has better departure angles, so it just lets us go over a lot of more terrain without worrying about anything getting damaged. It's also running the 9000 lbs Ironman winch. Really important, especially if you get yourself stuck in sticky situations. You want a winch to be able to recover and get yourself out of things. We're running auxiliary lights because we always felt that the power could have been better. This just helps us in better night driving, better visibility. It's running on the REISEN clamps. So that's what we've done here, and then I'll take you through what's under the hood.
Yeah.
This is where the real magic is, and this is I think the mods that we're really excited about. So it's running the Supercharger. So this is the Rotrex Supercharger, powered by Bullet. So this entire unit is what's taking the power to about 170 bhp. It's a really fantastic piece of machinery on the car. It's also running with a free flow exhaust. So that put together gives us really lovely sound, a good amount of boost to the car, the much needed power in the Jimny. It's also running the diff breathers. We're running a 4-piece diff breather for the front and rear differentials, your transfer case, and for our winch as well. So it's also running the Ironman snorkel. It just helps, pulling in better, fresher, cooler air into the engine, especially since we're running the Supercharger. We've also got the REISEN aluminum roof rack. We love this because it's got all your mounting slots. So, whenever we're traveling, whatever gear we want to put on it, whether it's our 20-liter fuel cans, our max tracks, recovery boards, everything just easily mounts on it, and it's extremely lightweight. We love that. And we're also running the Rally Armor mud flaps. And I think it just gives the whole car a lot more presence.
If a person watching this video has a Jimny and he's going for the upgrade, what are the current pricing for the car?
Pricing, so the tires will varies between 8,000 to 15,000 depending on what size tire and what brands that you decide on. In terms of the bumper, it cost us about 49. The suspension was $130,000. The roof rack is about 49,500.
So people watching can bring their Jimny to here?
Yes, Yes, they can bring their cars over to 6 Mile Customs Bangalore, and we love working on cars. So yeah.
What are all the works you usually do?
We usually do a lot of the work with the 4x4s. So your Jimny, your Hilux, the Thar, Isuzus. We do suspension upgrades, we do audio, we do wraps, body work. So if you want custom paint jobs, it's pretty much everything except the engine. We don't do remapping, but everything else for your car, we take care of it.
Nice. People watching the video, I will give the details in the description. Go check it out, guys, and contact them. What is the city mileage after getting the mods done?
After all the mods that we've got, I think it gives us somewhere around 8 to 9.
Talking about the comfort after building the Jimny.
After the Jimny now I love it. I think it sits really well on the car. It can take on a lot of the bumps. Especially when we're going slightly on faster speeds, there's a lot more stability and handling now in the car because of the Ironman suspension. So I think that's really helped improve it. Like the bounciness, the body roll that you feel inside the car, all of that's come down quite a lot. So it's now a lot more comfortable.
You got any experience in the off-road also?
Just like but just for fun. I don't do it professionally, but with a car like this, you just want to take it out off-roading because it's so capable. So yeah.
Ma'am, if a person watching this, can you give him a tip where to start building Jimny?
So the fun part about the Jimny is that it's like a blank canvas because there's so much that you can do on it. So it really depends on what your usage is going to be. But the first thing to do would be to upgrade the tires. You can either upsize them to 215s or 235s. That would be the first thing to do. Apart from that would be a suspension upgrade just to overall increase the ride quality, make it a lot more comfortable. I think that's where you'd start from. And then you can sort of build from there. If you want to do, if you want to upsize your wheels, if you want to change your wheels, you can do that. And then it comes down to whether you're going to go off-roading or not, right? So if you are going to go off-roading, then you might want to look at getting a diff breather installed and a snorkel, so that'll take care of all your water wading. If it's mostly city driving, I think with a good set of wheels and a suspension upgrade, that's good enough for anybody just driving in the city. If you plan on going off-roading, then you might want to do, an off-roading bumper with better departure angles. For someone that's looking to drive outside, do a lot of highway driving. For someone that's looking at using the Jimny for a lot of, overlanding purposes, then a good roof rack is a must because the space is really small in the Jimny. So you want to put as much as your gear that you want on top of the car. You might want to look at getting, long-range fuel tanks, an awning. All of those things can be done. So it really depends in terms of how you want to do it. But the basic thing would be to start off with a tire and a suspension upgrade.
Okay.
Would be step one.
Is there any future upgrades?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, with the Jimny, you can't stop, right? You can there's just so much you can do because it's such a capable car. And there's so much that you want to keep doing on it. So, you'll never know. Maybe the next time you come, we do a whole bunch of other stuff on it.
Yeah. Okay. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. And thank you, ma'am, for giving a detailed explanation of the car and helping us to know what the current build is. And thank you from my side and the audience out there. So, thank you. Thank you, ma'am.
Thanks.